Oh, how's it going? Last video I kind of scripted it a bit, the review on the Samsung phone. So this time I thought I'd try, something a little different. I'm just gonna talk to the camera. Let's see how that goes. But to more important things, you're here for how to make a cinematic video. Let's get to it. So guys, stick around till the end of this video and you'll get a chance to win a really cool giveaway that we're doing. So make sure you stick around till the end. All right, 4 steps on how to make a cinematic video, and I'll try to make this quick, hopefully not waste too much of your time. Number 1, the most important thing, you need to have a story. Even if it's implied, there needs to be a story. When you start filming, you start kind of just filming random stuff, and then when you get to the editing room, you just start putting together bits, and voila, you have B-roll. And you can get some really cool shots, but it's never gonna be as good as something that has a story. So if you look back at my artist video, there's barely any dialogue, but there is a story implied in the background. Now that is father putting kids to bed, finally gets time late at night to work on his craft. Something simple, implied, so story is extremely important. It's what separates random shots that look cool to shots that have meaning. Number 2 is important, and it's something that I struggle with, but it really is a time saver, and that is storyboarding. Storyboarding is basically when you draw out frame by frame what your scene is going to look like and what your film is going to look like. A lot of people aren't good at drawing, or it's really time consuming. Even if it's just bullet pointing it out on what you want the scene to look like, it doesn't need to be pretty. If you need to even use stick figures, as long as you just have an idea of what you're doing, it'll make the whole process a lot more efficient and a lot more smoother. And that's a perfect segue to number 3. Number 3 is be intentional. So what do I mean by that? You got to be intentional with everything you do when it comes to the story that you're implying or that you're telling, camera angles, cool transitions that you're gonna do in your video. Be intentional about it. Have everything that you do have meaning. We had the artist doing a rough sketch, and then we transitioned over to his left side and the sketch was almost complete. So that shows time passing. It's intentional. And we were able to get that cool shot because we had already storyboarded, step number 2, that we were going to show that. The next one is the Mountain Dew can. We show pencils and then we transition over to the other side and they're on to inking. Again, everything is intentional. Even with the sound effects, it goes from just kind of music and ambient sounds of him drawing to eventually you get the cloak flapping in the wind to the stone, and that's starting to show that the drawing is nearing its end. It's becoming more complete. And last but certainly not least is step 4. Step number 4 is huge, and it's one that a lot of people don't realize just how much of an impact that can have. Lighting. Lighting is everything. You have to light your scene properly. Don't just throw on your lights. You have to have proper lighting. And I'm not saying go out and buy $3,000 lights and all that. You can get really cheap lights under 50 bucks. Links down in the description. Lighting will make a huge difference. It will really help set the tone and the mood. And again, intention. It's all about intention. Be intentional with your lighting, and therefore you can set the scene properly, set the mood properly. So those are our 4 steps. Quick recap, we have step number 1, which is story. Make sure you're telling a story always. Step number 2, storyboard. Even if it's just writing it out or drawing it out, make sure you have a plan before you begin to shoot. Make sure that mess and that craziness that's all in your head is put on paper so then you can execute it later when you're behind a camera. Number 3 is be intentional. Be intentional with everything that you do, and that comes from camera angles, transitions, to lighting. Perfect segue into step number 4 is lighting. Make sure you do proper lighting. You can study lighting. I'll hopefully have some more videos about lighting specifically and its importance. Now let's get to the giveaway. So the giveaway is the drawing that my brother made when we filmed The Artist. It's the drawing of Luke Skywalker that we had. If you want a chance to win it, all you gotta do is subscribe to my channel, head over to Instagram, and start following Seebster. Link is in the description below. And comment below with your Instagram username or handle and we will pick a random one in a couple weeks and we'll reach out to you. Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. So many YouTubers end their videos by, throwing a hat over the camera. I wonder why. I don't really know what that would do. But yeah, I figured let's try it,